Hello, welcome to Uncle Whites. I'm Sean. Please like and subscribe, or consider subscribing. That'd be fantastic. Trying to get up to that 700 mark would be great. Thank you for those that have already subscribed. Okay, today I'm going to look at the Arsenal game tomorrow, 5:30. A little bit about the presser and there's some transfer news. All right, so we'll start with the presser, obviously. Daniel Farke speaking yesterday. Big news is obviously Ampadu missing. Apparently it's his knee, MCL. I thought it was his ankle, the way his ankle bent after that tackle against Everton. But he's out till the international break. Maybe he comes back sooner, but I just don't rush him. Don't rush him back if he's not right. Give him that time to heal and to get himself right. Big miss. I thought it was fantastic against Everton. Who comes in? And we'll get into that. I've got my team lineup sorted and what I think. Now, touched on other things like obviously transfers. I knew this would be asked. Mentioned about James Justin. He's not going to name names. Obviously, he said we want cover at fullback and a couple more attacking options. Okafor coming in has given us plenty of other options. Sounds like it's going to be him off that left-hand side. That's his preferred position. And Daniel Farke spoke about this as well. So we are in for another striker, which I'll get into later on. And maybe more another offensive player, maybe a 10-style player, like Daniel Farke said, who can possibly play out on that right wing, but operate in the 10 as well in them central areas, which is great to see. It's going to be an interesting next few weeks, isn't it? The countdown to the transfer window ending. So let's get ready. Okay, let's get into Arsenal. Top quality team, know that. Now, I've seen a few little stats here now, which is a bit concerning. We haven't won at the Emirates past 6 games, losing 5, drawing 1. We've not even beaten Arsenal in the last 11 games, losing 9, drawing 1. The draws actually came back in 2020 and 2011. So it ain't good. We've not actually done well. We've not even beaten Arsenal in a long time. So I looked at also Daniel Farke versus Arteta. They've only come up against each other head to head twice. Arteta winning both of them games. Injury wise as well. Obviously, we know Ampadu. I don't think Calvert-Lewin's going to be ready. Still trying to get up to fitness. Okafor should be on the bench. Yeah, he's had a pre-season. He's actually played a few minutes, quite a lot of minutes actually for AC Milan. Interesting one though. Is Bijou going to be back in the team? We'll see. And Arsenal now, they have Norgard missing, Gabriel Jesus, and big one Kai Havertz now missing. So that puts a bit more pressure on Gyökeres, who didn't have the best of times against Manchester United in the last game. I think he was taken off after 60 minutes for Kai Havertz, who then obviously got injured. The one news coming out that Odegaard and White weren't in training this middle of this week, but it does look like they're going to be okay for the Leeds game, which is a shame. That would have been a massive loss for Arsenal. I'm not saying they've got a great squad. They'd have had players who can come in to make them covers. So it does look like they're going to be available. So predicted lineup for Arsenal is there. So they're going to play as a 4-3-3. And I will get into a bit about Arsenal. So they do predominantly line up as a 4-3-3, but they then do occasionally morph into like a 4-3-2-1, depending on the situation and who they're playing against. Arteta ball, that's his philosophy, focused on possession, building from the back, using positional rotation, creating overloads to break down defences. When out of possession, in certain games they use a high press. In others, they'll sit deep I do think they'll put us on try and put us under pressure, especially being at home, and obviously us being a newly promoted team. I think they will go with a high press with Arsenal in that 4-3-3 formation. They like to squeeze spaces, forcing us obviously away from goal, which might benefit us counter attack. Okay, we could catch them on the counter attack, and this is probably where Dan James will come in very handy in this game. Arsenal aim to win the ball back very quickly as well. They also like to obviously counter attack when can. They've got likes of Saka, Martinelli, got great speed, great pace. Set pieces, big one. Set pieces, they're very good at set pieces. I don't know if it was last season or the season before. They scored 16 goals from corners, and we've said this about ourselves, haven't we? Set pieces are important. It can win you games. It did against Man United last week for Arsenal. They scored from a corner, got them the 3 points. So build-up play, they're very composed. Positional build-up, fluid rotationally. Like to play with inverted fullbacks at times as well, which obviously creates space on the wings. Midfield control, they've got a great midfield in Odegaard, Zubimendi, and obviously Declan Rice. Ball retention, possession with purpose. The love to have the ball, mainly building from the goalkeeper and from the defenders. High press and also a low block, again depending who they're playing against. I think they probably went with a low block against Manchester United. Again, they're going to high press us, I can see it. Very aggressive on the counter attack, speedy transitions, and the set pieces. Highly effective with these set pieces, which is going to move me on to my predicted lineup. Some of you won't agree, and I know why. All right, and there we go. This is my predicted lineup. I think obviously Perry will be in goal, Bogle and Goodmanson at fullback, Rodon, and I think Bijol comes back in. And I've only just changed my mind this morning, and it's because of the set piece threat from Arsenal. I think Bijol will be key in there in defending the set pieces. It's harsh on Pascal Struijk because he played really well against Everton. But for me, I think that's what I would do. I would bring Bijol back in. Whether Daniel Farke does that, possibly, but we'll see. I have sort of tweaked the 4-3-3 formation into more of a 4-2-3-1. Ampadu missing is massive. Gruev, I think will start. Going off the comments of what Daniel Farke said, he's impressed with Gruev in that position. I just don't think he's obviously not. He's not as good as Ampadu, especially winning the ball back. So this is why I think Stack will probably play a little bit deeper in more of the two pivots in that midfield, with Tanaka slightly in front. I know there's been call on maybe Longstaff coming in for Tanaka. I still think, and again, this is going off comments made in the press conference, he don't really want to change too much from our style of play. And we do like to keep, in need mention, it's important when we get the ball, we try and keep it. Tanaka is key in that. The Longstaff in there, we will struggle to keep hold of the ball in that midfield for me, as much as obviously Stack is fantastic. So I think Tanaka will be in there just for the ball retention, and obviously trying to keep try and create a little bit as well. I've got James out on the right, obviously for the counter-attacking option. Obviously, we know about his speed. I think Jack Harrison comes in for this game. And I think it's because of the threat of Saka on that right-hand side up against Goodmanson. Jack Harrison will obviously help out more defensively than, say, Willie Gnonto. So I think Jack Harrison starts this game. Also, I think Nemecha comes in, big physical presence, can hold the ball up a lot better than a Pirro, and I think we're going to need that to try and get us up the field. So I think Lucas Nemecha comes in, and I think that will also help Jack Harrison, obviously left-footed, and he did put some nice balls in against Everton. He did Jack Harrison with that left foot of his, and I think that's where the threat should come from. Get Jack Harrison down that left, or swinging that ball in, for hopefully Nemecha to put it home. We're going to have a strong bench. We're going to have options. You know, there's going to be Okafor, Ramazani, Willie Nonto on that bench. Again, too soon for DCL, but by the looks of it, although it would be fantastic if we could get him in as the option, as another option as a striker. So that's my predicted lineup, and that's why I think we should go for that. But we will see. Okay, I just want to also just look at Arsenal's last game against Manchester United, because they didn't have a lot of the ball. It's just a really quick one. Didn't have a lot of the ball. They only had nearly 40% of the possession. Now, this is what I'm talking about, the low block, and then obviously getting goals from set pieces and possibly looking at counter-attacking. But yeah, I just wanted to show you that, you know, Man United had a lot of the ball and had a lot of shots against Arsenal. Obviously, Arsenal playing away from home. So just something quickly I just wanted to show you there. So that is Arsenal for me. Very good team. We know going to be really tough. A draw would be fantastic. I'm torn. I think we can get a draw. I'm going 1-1 or 0-0. I'm torn between that. I don't know which one to choose, but we'll see. All right. Eze as well. Forgot about Eze. Eze signing for Arsenal today. Now, if he's not registered before 12 o'clock, which it's gone now, so I'm not know what's happening there, he might be available against Leeds United. That's another string to the bow and another option off that bench. So, wow, what a squad they've got. Okay, transfer news now. Show you this. So this has come out on X. Uche again. Now it's from Wolves. Wolves are obviously interested in, but you know, I did a video on Uche a while ago. We have been, you know, linked with him. I think we've inquired as well. But this is interesting. So Uche is now available by Getafe for a lower price. You're looking around 15 million euros for Uche, who can play as an attacking midfielder or striker. That'd be a great option, especially going off what Daniel Farke said. Getafe apparently have to sell for FFP. 22-year-old. That'd be a bargain. That'd be a snip. If we got this guy in, really like the look of him. Obviously, like I say, I've done previous videos on him. Did actually start off more as a defensive midfielder, but as he got a little bit older and moved to different clubs, been transformed into more of an attacking midfielder stroke striker at Getafe. So one to watch. Also, I know Rasmus Højlund. I did mention him a couple of videos ago. I've just seen this. He is available for loan. Rasmus Højlund, who I would love at Leeds, but it looks like he's been offered to Bayern Munich. But no proper offer by Bayern at the minute. Also, Napoli are interested. You know, just one Serie A, so there are options for him to go. I just thought I'd show you that, because obviously this is a guy I would like to get in, but it looks like other bigger European teams, obviously Champions League and all that could offer him, are going to get that look in. So this one also doing the rounds, Demirovic. So he's obviously been linked with us and Forest, but do Nottingham Forest need him? I don't know. They've signed Calimendo, got Chris Wood, who started off really well. I think this one's going to go to the line. If we can get him over the line, it would be great. 49 appearances last season, 17 goals, 5 assists for Demirovic, the Bosnian. I think he's standing about 6 foot as well. You'd be looking around 25 million, possibly. Something like that, maybe a little bit more. Good player, did really well in the Bundesliga last season for Stuttgart, so one to keep an eye on. And again, another profile player I would love at the club. So we shall see. Okay, so that's it for me. Late night Leeds tonight with Matty over at Imagine Not Being Leeds and with Adam. I'm looking forward to that. Again, please, we're doing the charity walk 6th September. Please donate. The link is in the description for two great charities. Leeds Autism Services and Andy's Man Club. So two fantastic charities. Again, please like the video. Please consider subscribing. Be much appreciated. And I'll speak to you all soon. Cheers.